Wow. Yeah. So life's been pretty exciting for you the past several, I guess, past several years actually.
Yeah.
Um, so um, this is for everyone watching. This is Curdin. He was a volunteer at Alive for a couple of years. So we're gonna kind of catch up with him and see what's been going on in his life since leaving. Um, when was your last time at Alive, you think?
The last time I think was the beginning of December of 2019 before I graduated, or sometime in the middle of December.
What have you thought about? Have you taken any thought about schooling now? Like if you were still in school now with all the closings and shutdowns, and how different graduation would have been?
Man, that would have been a horror. Like I was already sad leaving Clemson on my own terms, but like being made to leave Clemson, like it's now, like it would be horrible. So I'm glad I graduated before this all thing happened, so I was able to leave on my own terms. Because I just feel bad for all the seniors now. They can't even go back to campus one last time.
Right. I mean, yeah, they're shut down. They can't walk with their friends. Can't see their friends graduate. You put all that hard work in. You at least want to take that final walk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about where you're at now since graduating in December. I know you were kind of hanging around places until about January. You took off or so, wasn't it? Or maybe you went and visited some people before then. But from December on, kind of give us a little layout of what's been going on in your life.
Yeah, for sure. So after graduation, I went back to Florence. That's where my family lives. I was there for a few weeks. I went to Atlanta for a passion conference over New Year's. That was really cool. But then my dad and I drove to Salt Lake City, Utah, which was 30-hour drive. We split it in 2 days.
Wow.
So that was mid of January. And then I stayed there for 1 month. And then my boss told me that he wants me to go to Jacksonville, Florida for 3 to 6 months for kind of training. So that's where I went that was I think end of February. So I was there for a month and then the coronavirus happened. So last week I drove up to South Carolina to spend more time with my family and also to propose to my girlfriend at the time, now fiance. So I've been up here in the upstate again for
Wow.
the last week. So it's been crazy kind of being everywhere.
Yeah, so that's a big excitement. Got engaged. Got the new. That's just been a roller coaster of events.
Yeah, it has been. It's kind of being a blessing, this whole coronavirus, being able to spend more time with my family and also now with my fiance. So it's been nice rather than being down
Yeah,
6 minutes away from everyone.
yeah. I was actually out in Las Vegas the week that they started shutting everything down, and we were just barely getting out of there. They were wanting to close everybody's planes off, and so it's been kind of tricky, kind of tricky traveling around. So, what about have you been able to talk to anybody from your small group? You were a small group leader there for a good little while. You been able to talk to any of the guys from the small group?
Yeah, yeah. Some text me once in a while. Some keep up with me. Some congratulated me for the engagement and trying to stay in contact with them as much as possible for the days. And maybe now with this whole virtual meetings, I can even set up a Zoom call with them sometime for a small group or something. I was thinking about doing that maybe next week or so.
Yeah, yeah, that would be pretty cool to do. So, what do you miss? What do you miss the most about Alive? I guess, and maybe how did volunteering and being a volunteer there? How do you think that helped prepare you for some of the things you do now?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do miss like my boys the most at Alive. I spent like over a year with them and grew a close relationship with them that I'll have for the rest of my life. So that's probably what miss the most. But what I take off from that is just always like live by example, with having those students look up to you for a whole year or more. It kind of shows you like how much of an impact you can have to people around you just by the way you act and by the way you live.
That's right. I know on a personal basis, I saw your interactions with Lincoln, and man, you just mean the world to that kid. Um, all the time, he's one of those kids. He wants to take my phone. He don't have his own phone, so he takes mine and says, let me call Curdin, or he would probably bug you night and day. And we actually thought you were still out in Utah for a while, so we thought that he would ask me. We thought the times were different, and we're like, nah, he's probably late. So that's really cool. You've been able to come back home, and excited about the engagement. This is the first I've heard of it, so that's awesome. You got a date set?
I think it's August 9th.
It'll be here before you know it. Hopefully all this mess will be settled down and you can do an actual wedding. You won't have to do a virtual wedding.
I think it should be fine by that point, because I think it should be clear pretty fast, and hope once that happens, I can interact with everyone around me again, so that would be nice.
Well, tell us real quick, what do you see in your near future, and for kind of your long range plans? Is it going to keep you out in Utah again, or what do you see?
Short term, I know I'll be in Florida till August at least. So that's going to keep me close. Probably plan a lot of trips up here, because family's up here, and the wedding is going to be up here. So pending that, will be a lot of trips to Greenville. And then long term, I think it looks like it'll be at least Utah for the next 3 to 4 years after that. But never changed. Like with family being here and also my fiance's family being in Greenville, there's always a close bond to the upstate area. So you never know where it's going to be in the future.
Yep. The Lord, you're definitely someone who follows the Lord and follows His guidance, and we're praying for you. We miss you back here at Alive, obviously. It was a big loss seeing you go, but we know God's prepared you for the roads ahead, and there's other places that need Curdin. We've got our dues with Curdin now. It's time for Curdin to go and set new adventures and impact new lives. And I know you are everywhere you're going. So I guess have you been able to catch Alive services online any, or you got somewhere else you've been watching?
I've been watching the service in Utah for a church I've been attending there. But maybe for Easter service, I tune into some of the live.
Yeah, it's really cool. Well, man, this has been great to catch up with you, and love you, and we're still praying for you. And
thanks, Charlie.
You're a big inspiration to all the teens, and we're glad that you were a part of the Alive family, and we wish you well going forward.
Thanks, Charlie. It's good talking to you too.
Yes, sir.